the Baba Yaga?
The Baba, like, Bracken, look, I threw it out there. I didn't know whether or not he was actually going to get locked in. He's someone that's been, like, just on the edge of getting locked in constantly. It's going to be some flavor in this first match.
Definitely a lot of flavor between these two teams, but what else could we expect between the Jade Dragons and Atlantis Leviathans? For now, we've got Hinduman and Mifflin to take over.
It's us, and do we have a treat for you today? New update. Nobody knows what the hell's going on. The meta's shifted. No one knows where it's shifted to.
Yeah, I certainly think we will. It's just core. It was core on this god before the change, and it's core now.
Oh, gank on the left-hand side. Nice little walls coming down from Wrong Yu. Mike's trying to buy as much time as he can. Will use his ultimate to try and avoid some of the CC. Follow-up is there, but a wall prevents some of the damage. Your core held his halt the entire time. And you can see the damage put out from Panda Cat there towards Wrong Yu. Wasn't enough for a kill.
Wall, that's 7 seconds of Guan Yu riding Epona into an ice-frigid wall. Or it could be even Final K using his own to try and stop it in its tracks.
You may freeze in mid lane on Wrong Yu as the pressure's there with Horrywin following up. But Panitum was wrapping around the back, continuing the pressure onto Mike again. Panitum getting very low, however, the sustain should come through sooner rather than later, as Shinto will get credit for the kill on Mike again. Leviathans are focusing the Ymir early game.
They are, that immobile ice giant, so easy to shut down. And attack speed, which means that you can sit inside the lane and be a little bit stronger, but it's the stats. It's that raw stat stick. Not just 85 power, 20% crowd control reduction, and with Wingblade eating a nerf this patch, it's one of the best ways to get it.
Not that important. Sam, though, may need some crowd control reduction and will get a wall to help him out and leap away with his ultimate. Still the chase is on from Leviathans, though. Pitching Mike again, and Mike realizes he's stuck between a rock and a wet place as Panitum then crashes on in. The ultimate from Polar Bear Mike will go off, but it won't be enough to kill Panitum, and Horrywin just doesn't have the damage at this stage to follow up. Panda was rotating. A little bit too late to the party.
It just does not feel good to be Mike right now.
The world's your oyster. For me, I'd just go for the zoomies, movement speed, and thinking of that, I'm a support player. Well, both the supports have done that just too.
Yeah, Relic Dagger selection for Wrong Yu, gonna have his beats available all the time, and Mike's in Wingblade for Mike.
Has to try and rotate away, the walls come crashing down, he's pinched it again. Mike on an island, round the back comes Sam for Soccer, trying to dissuade them though from continuing. Not enough to stop Polar Bear Mike falling, as Sam gets stunned! Woo! In 2, and Horrywin will die to Panitum, but Panda will at least get one turnaround kill there. Great play from Leviathans once again. It was Jade Dragon stepping up with Mike, and immediately Leviathans turn on it.
And establishing a commanding 3,000 gold lead.
Shinto with a light level lead in mid lane, now 1 level over Horrywin. More importantly, those stacks are coming online for the Charon's coin next after a fully stacked Warlock staff. Will become more of a problem. Horrywin tries to rotate round, gets knocked on by Panitum, and that forces a blink out of Final K, getting aggressive with the walls too. Tremors come down in the stun to get both of them, as now the walls drop down by Wrong Yu. Panda Cat's rotation though causes a problem as Mike blinks over, tries to drop the wall, but Sam on the backside tries to take on Shinto 1v1, and in fairness he kind of lost that, but Panda Cat will answer back. Can Final K escape? The answer's yes.
Yarkor not happy with how that one pans out, despite coming out slightly ahead inside the engagement. Sam for Soccer for Panatom trade, and tries to move himself back forward. Jade Dragons, though, not going to give him the engagement, and instead, maybe a tier 1 siege here. It's low HP, and Final K and Mike are already back in base.
Yeah, no ultimates available, though, from the Leviathans to do this. Just trying to whittle it down with these basics where they can with Soul. More importantly, though, you can just see the sustain this composition has from that wall. These wall placements are going to be important for both teams, and Wrong Yu so far having the better end of it, even though he's up against 2v1 in terms of walls here. Sam, though, on this left-hand side, just waiting for a window to wrap round the back. He's always sneaky, this assassin in the jungle, or this assassin player for the majority. Julio, though, straight to the back, looks towards Horrywin. Horrywin trying to defend himself as Panatom racks around there. Same can be said for Sam for Soccer, looking at Yorkor, but Disapparate's buying him time, and the damage is good from Yorkor for the kill. Julio gets hold of Sam for Soccer and takes his life too, as Horrywin does manage to get back to base. 2 members of the Dragons fall there.
Nobody on the Dragons was trying to peel out for Horrywin. Panatom loses the 1v1 essentially up against this Merlin, and then just walks through the entirety of the Jade Dragons at 10% HP. Truth be told, Leviathans do get the better end of that backline engagement, taking out both Sam and Final K, but maybe a little bit of a miscommunication. Need to make sure Horrywin's allowed to get his damage off if he wants to have a dream of matching up with what Shinto's been able to do already. 12,000 damage.
Leviathans are up for this one today. Onto the fire jump we go at 24 minutes in. Dragons realize they're not in an opportune moment to even contest this. Will we see Panda go for the Draugr? That's my only real question. Will it help even?
Well, maybe it could help out a little. He has 30 seconds left on this Fire Giant push, and Jade Dragons are utilizing that wall, but Panda Cat is getting dove by Julio.
Julio goes in, cavalry charge down along with the blink that went with it. Beads also consumed as Sam did go in and gets back out again from the walls. But it's Mike who's trapped in the pit again, and Mike ends up falling down. The rest of the team isolated away as the whole of the Leviathans march on in. Shinto does not care about doing Phoenix damage. That's the Soul's job as he marches into the throne room looking to get more kills. Instead, Leviathans, with a little bit of time left in the FG, about to wear off now, are looking for the middle Phoenix without any minions.
Hurrywin dropped down to half HP for just thinking about stepping up on the defense. Jade Dragons have got their work cut out for them here. 4 versus 5 to maintain the base.
Middle Phoenix is still taking time to go down. Hurrywin knocked to half health as Panitom did blink in and get aggressive there. Middle Phoenix still stands. Hurrywin limps back. They'll get the Phoenix here, but I don't think they can go on to necessarily end the game. You can see immediately Leviathan start to turn tail, and Head will get there in time to stop that. Or will the minions do the work for them? I think Leviathans realize that, so they're continuing the siege on left.
They've already full sustained as well. Julio, full HP. Wrong the exact same. They're trying to maintain that pressure to let those waves in.
But that minion wave went all the way through. Phoenix haven't spawned just yet. So 3 members of Dragons just trying to hold on to this Phoenix and the wall to try and stop the autos coming through. But look at the damage Panitom's doing. And that just allows Julio and Yorkor to combine for Yorkor to get a double kill. All 3 Phoenixes down for a second. And now the Titan stands under threat.
It does. Mid-Phoenix might be a pit stop on the way, though. Fireman Wave's already in, and the Phoenix spawning very soon. Wow. So much time to work with. 40 seconds left on the duo lane of the Jade Dragons.
So respect from the Leviathans, not just diving in to try and end this. They're trying to bring the minions through in all the lanes. And it looks like they may even rotate round to right. They were waiting for the middle Phoenix, that's for sure. Now fine, okay, under pressure. Look at the damage because of the shred from Tallow Assault 2. Rom-Yu credited with a kill. 2-0 in 11. As Sam blinks into the backline, looking at Yorkor again, but can't get enough damage to bring him down again. Julio looking to try and get the cavalry charge off, turns on Hurrywind as Sam tries to give him the rope-a-dope. It won't be enough, and game 1 is going to go to the Atlantis Leviathans. And in fairness, I never felt they looked uncomfortable in that game at all.
Convincing
on the other side. Plus, look, the Yamoja is on, like, Wrong-Yu's got Yamoja again. That's almost all you need sometimes if you're the Leviathans. I think they definitely have an upper hand with the 3 core that they're bringing back, but the Dragons have changed enough that I can definitely see them harping and controlling the Leviathans team fights.
Well, we'll get a chance to figure out if Jade Dragons are going to be able to deal with Rongyu and the Leviathans on that Yamoja composition. Hinduman, Mifflin, take it away.
So much taco and gore on the desk. Yes, into game 2 we go. Leviathans up 1-0, and Dragons having a hard time game 1 getting to the backline and getting anything done.
Try and sit on Sam.
Mifflin, there's going to be people in chat going, but at the same time, Panitom doesn't have beads either, and Fear No Evil. In fairness, that is true.
Yeah, but you could, like, reaction pal out of Fear No Evil pretty easily. I mean, you reaction Fear No Evil to pal out, you're still getting pulled.
Why did you ever do that, then?
Well, because I'm not good.
You've not got reactions. Yorkor under some pressure here as he steps forward. Panda Cat taking way more than he bargained for there. Ends up going down for a straight-up 2v2 in the duo lane. It's not often we see those on the negative side of happening to the conversation for me specifically is I've been here since, I don't know, day 1 of season 1, right? Like,
weird flex.
Every single year, it's always been hunters need power. Don't worry about that. Panitom's fine. Look, at my chat, I want to know when there's a fact going to happen, right? It's not going to happen yet unless Yorkor kills Sam for soccer here. Wrong-Yu wrapping around the back 2. Level 4 for Yorkor. The damage problems from the bubbles are causing there. Yorkor now with the rotation from Panda Cat gets the kill. Sam still in the fray though, and this is better from the Dragons so far, punishing Leviathans for being overextended and taking jewels in the jungle. Wrong-Yu just trying to buy up time, but it's not going to do anything as he falls down for the second kill. 1 for Sam, 1 for Panda.
Had Yorkor landed the giddy up onto Sam, maybe that fight goes a little bit different, but Sam for Soccer is a veteran.
It's been 8 years since I've been this excited about a patch. Mike in the jungle are looking towards Wrong-Yu. Panitom blinks in, and he's a ton of damage, gets on his parallel though, looking for the change. The Rocket Man himself, Panda Cat, was exhumed there as Mike pulled in, but Sam still kills Panitom so far. Wrong-Yu under pressure, but Riptide's back towards his tier 2. Shinto rotating in, but look at how aggressive Hurrywind is on this Tiamat, feeling confident there as the Dragons look to keep this pressure rolling towards the duo lane.
Yeah, get used to seeing that exchange, man. The Pal-Lao pulls in Sam for Soccer, who drops Fear No Evil on landing, so there wouldn't be any follow-up. But you got to think with the double pull-in onto both PBM spawning. very shortly here. Leviathans there for the defense, going to be able to strip it away before the Jade Dragons get in position is what I was going to say, but Panda Cat caught out.
For a second or two, but he will manage to get away from the Riptide in time. Cost him his beads, though, to walk through that Riptide. As in the jungle, the Palau hits too, but a good Fear No Evil from Sam
there it is.
will prevent some damage. Panatom should go down in trade, but he'll jump towards his teammate and get away. Panda Cat, meanwhile, under a lot of pressure, has to Rocket Man back to base as Mike is now left isolated and alone, but he at least has his leap away. Sam for soccer, but nothing else in that engagement.
So hard to chase down Fafnir once again to that Dragon State. That is the longest. Look, they got a cool little discount code out of it. Use code Mifflin, by the way, for $5 off your first purchase all the way up until Monday. But again, we got to focus on the game, Hindu.
Yeah, Fine OK under some pressure. Here's the cavalry charges causing problems, and Fine OK is surrounded and brought down. First time we've really seen any attention from a jungler towards the solo lane, but the jungler from the Dragons is looking to pressure onto Sam, and a great rotation alongside the supporting cast of Hurrywin there on this Tiamat. Cause a lot of problems there. They bring down the Baba Yaga, and that was meanwhile Dragons this time round approaching 2,000 now in favor of the Dragons as they start to mount more pressure and more of a lead. Mike trading with Panitom in the jungle, Fine OK rotating in. And that's what Mike's doing here, buying time for this rotation. And the blink onto Yorkor is going to cause a problem, because guess what, Chiron? You cannot escape that ring when all you got is a giddy up. Beautiful little play and beautiful burst from Tiamat, who's still going in. Hurrywind is here to play, but he's trapped inside that ultimate, and now with the follow-up from Panitom could cause some problems. Bead's not available for Tiamat here, as the Palau now consumed. Hurrywind pulled in and killed. Fine OK still tanking up. Julio and Shinto have finally arrived, but the damage has already been done.
That's the downside of having your Phantom all the way over there in the solo lane. Julio, a little bit more penetration.
Do we see an Assi in that build itself, all that lifesteal, that sustain?
We've seen it a little bit in ranked, but it's hard to say, man. The meta is so intangible right now.
Right? Yeah. Well, generally, you're always looking for some sort of sustain in your builds as a hunter. We saw it in multiple games, and so far it's the Cowls. They've been a focus. Go Fury, reset for a second, but he will go down. Fiddle even in the jungle on Yorkor, who is destroyed. Final K's ring caused problems now. Wrong you on the wrong side of town. The chase is still on, but he won't find it as the Fury is taken by the Jade Dragons here, extending their lead now to 3,000 gold.
Putting pressure on a Yorkor, who is unfortunately not got a Phantom for himself. Needs Julio to be there if he wants any chance to survive. Very easy to line that one up for the Jade Dragons. Odin Cage, Fear No Evil. That's going to cost him his life.
And he's got no mana here up against Julio, and Julio just doesn't realize where the backup is, so he's going to turn his attention now, realizing the cavalry charge is on. And Panda will fall down solo towards the tail end by Julio, but how much damage was he really on? Meanwhile, mid lane, Leviathans are trying to bite off even more as the Shinto house comes online and forces Hurrywin back. But Mike's ultimate will keep them at bay for a moment or two. Leviathans is just trying to find more of an answer after losing this Gold Fury.
They're just constantly putting pressure on the map, utilizing that healing. Wrong You starting to top himself up, but Fine OK joins the fight.
But can he follow up in time? The stun's good on Wrong You, looking for that Riptide if it's available, and there it is to get a bit of separation for himself back to safety. Back up from his team too, but now Wrong You uses the Phantom, but Fine OK still secures the kill, has Mystical Bale and of course the shield from the Raven's Shout to cause a problem. Fear No Evil consumed there by Sam for soccer as Panatom still jumped in with that health, gets a good Paolo up onto two, drags them in, but there's no follow-up damage, and Sam leaps to the back trying to get to Panatom, can't do so as Julio and Yorkor give separation, but Yorkor ends up dying for it. There's no resecure kill there available for him, and then on top of that Shinto's in trouble too.
Way to shift up the narrative, Jade Dragons. We thought the long fights were going to favor the Leviathans. Now Julio falls. Sam for soccer takes him down. Tier 1 tower going to follow suit as well. And, well, last time around we saw the Leviathans go for an early fire giant. Jade Dragons looking to do the exact same.
In fairness with how that fight went, though, it was Leviathan's grouping trying to force that Tier 1 myth. They weren't respectful of the respawns, of the re-engages, of the people coming back from base. And Dragons just go, we can W key really well with this composition if you don't have the damage to bring us down. And pretty much led from Fine OK. Sam for Soccer's Fear No Evil caused some problems. And with
just give Sam for Soccer a couple more seconds to start putting threat on this right side Phoenix. Yorkor has to back in this one. The mid Phoenix is burning slowly. Great ult from Wrong You.
And that will buy a moment or two. Wrong You will be fine as Polar Bear. Mike happy to tank up a couple of shots. Will leap back in again. And there's a Cursed Donk as well. Looking towards Wrong You, who has a Phantom online. Julio was trying to frontline on that cavalry charge. Took a ton of damage from the damage backline of the Jade Dragons now. The Paolo, a little bit late to the fray. Only pulls in Sam. All the while, the tanks from Dragons are zoning away Leviathans. Just no one's hitting the Phoenix just yet.
Hey, who needs a Phoenix? If you can remove enough gods from the playfield, the Titan is suddenly emerging on the menu. Instead, though, Jade Dragons going to take a play from the Leviathans book to make it a little bit slower and instead work their way through every single one of these objectives. Right side, Phoenix now under threat.
And this is where Dragons are the most dangerous. They get a lead and they will push it as hard as they can. 20 minutes in now, looking at the right-hand Phoenix, Shinto's house. I mean, you might as well put it on the market. No one wants to buy it now with how it looks there.
Well, then don't put it on the market.
The Titan's going down, and boy, oh boy, Myth, no surprise, we're going to go to a game 3 here between Leviathans and Dragons as the Dragons bounce back in, honestly, decent form.
Decent? That was a 20-minute win. You got to give him a little more credit.
Yeah, I mean, not just the Osiris alone makes this Loki feel unfortunately bad, but you add in, like you just said, the Thor, the Hercules. Honestly, to an extent, with Soul and the range of their abilities, there's just too much to try and run away from.
Well, one of these teams is going to wind up being our set winner here, Gore, and that's going to be for Hinduman and Mifflin to take us away for.
Right, we get game 3 between the two, and honestly, looking at picks and bans for the 3 games, Mifflin, I could almost write a thesis on what went right and wrong for both teams of like where it comes from. This game, for me, I really feel Dragons won the picks and ban section. The Fafnir
his own, and I think Panatom is going to be a little bit more needful when it comes to levels. The second he ticks over to level 5, you have a great deal of kill potential, but he's really slowed himself.
Yeah, I will say, Sam, a little bit more utility available. Yes. As Julio just did a chunk. Meanwhile, in the duel in Yorko, he's very low and has to jump away. Mike giving chase. Fine, okay, does get that kill on Julio, though, at the tail end. After a lot was invested there on towards Sam for soccer. Mike still wants this kill, though, and he's eating a ton of damage because of it. But he'll survive too. Meanwhile, though, Panda was on that rotation, just wondering if he could pinch the angle. Won't find it there. Action across the map as Dragons continue to invade.
Panatom's freaking me out. He walked past his own speed buff to go straight for Sanford Soccer's, and he's gonna get it? No, that's his. I got mixed up. That's his side of the map. That's his side of the map.
Mike, meanwhile, though, bit off more they can chew. Yorko stuck around here, comes back and gets the kill in the duo lane. The over-aggression from Dragons there on the duo side does end up being punished. We can go back, though, and see that first blood kill. We saw Julio take it to Sam, and straight afterwards, Fine OK is like, well, you've used everything. Guess what, baby? I'm Osiris.
Man, I want to know exactly how much HP Sam lives with there. That is a tough situation.
Maybe
you get that swelling up all the way to 7. One thing worth noting about Panatom's build, though, severely lacking in CDR.
Mike 2 levels up on Rongu as he walks towards the red buff again, leading the army of the Dragons through, looking to secure and does so away from Rongu. Throws out the ultimate to buy some time, but he's taking a ton of damage from the Loki and the ult too, as Panatom commits everything there to secure the kill. The follow-up from Horiwin was there, but it's not enough to bring down Panatom, as Sam for Soccer on the backside will set up the kill onto Shinto. A lot of the work done by Sam, but Pandacat picks up the pieces, but now Panatom, who was waiting round the corner, gets the double kill onto Pandacat, whose exit strategy was not the best.
Hammer used there by Sam for Soccer. Panatom, though, not close enough to follow up. Hurrywin, on the other hand, clearly in range. Yarkor chasing him out.
And Hurrywin just surrounded, trying to buy as much time as he can. Maybe get a cheeky kill with a Disapparate as well. You saw him dash towards Yarkor there. Meanwhile, Julio still chasing onto Sam for Soccer. The wall did not come down in time. And all Fine OK can do is go, he's still chasing you. He's still chasing you. There's nothing you can do.
You know, Osiris not the best at peeling. Even that slow wouldn't have been enough to stop Julio on the chase. Is able to utilize those lane minions to maintain his HP bar.
At chasing?
Well, not the best at back base. If Julio, though, decides to get aggressive acts as his owner, he can at least utilize the sustain in his kit, which is why we see him doing just this.
Horiwin just surrounded in mid lane there by Julio and Shinto. Great composition from those two, collapsing there, finding that window. Horiwin did have beads available. Didn't manage to get him off in time that time round. Gold Fury, though, now started up by Leviathans.
And it's all on the Jade Dragons to work their way forward. PBM and Fine OK starting to make up the charge here, and Sanford Soccer does have the ultimate available. Burning quickly is the Gold Fury down to 50%.
They're going to focus in on Mike instead here, who was stepping on in. He was looking for a boulder potentially to take out, but the burst was too much. Rocket comes out from Panda, but Panda's now out of mana as Fine OK and Sam try and duel the backline of Leviathans.
Hammer used to escape and wall stuns 3. Sanford Soccer on the retreat. Yarkor, though, utilizing that movement speed to chase him out. Julio does pick up Panda Cat in the background. Yarkor does pick up Sanford Soccer, and the Leviathans, they came here for the Gold Fury, and they are going to walk away with it too. Good
Decision from Leviathans, though. If you think about it, they get the pick on Hurricane, straight to Gold Fury, and then say, they're going to contest this. They're not going to let this go for free.
Yeah,
so let's
Julio
pick them up.
is constantly within that Lawbringer range. If Hurricane steps too far forward trying to follow up on CC, he's going to get a Fearless.
Mike blinks, driving strikes, doesn't find a target. Does get the Earthbreaker
Wow.
off, though, onto Julio at the tail end of that. Mike's having a rough time on the Hercules so far. Not had as many windows as he would like to for setup.
Sam.
But here's Sam. Going to the sky, looking for a target, and finds no one. Still on the backside, Final K dueling out with Yarkor and has to leap away as Panda Cat follows in, and Panda Cat becomes a casualty too. Leviathans frustrate the Dragons at the Fury. Dragons make a commit, and Dragons get punished.
It was so clean there from Panatom. Does exactly what you were calling for earlier on. Waits for the engagement to start up proper. Waits for Sanford Soccer to use that dunk aggressively, teleport out. Loki was on him immediately. From there, the Leviathans were able to rout the Jade Dragons, fold back into that dive, and turn it into a 3-for-0. The fight starts over the Gold Fury, but results in a Fire Giant. The Leviathans gonna pick it up.
And what can they do with off the back of it? Final K on the way, though, and it's taken a while with this composition to bring it down. And maybe this could be a mistake from the Leviathans. Final K going to get surrounded on by multiple members now. Tether's on a lot, reducing the damage done, but you did hear a Sunder, as Myth says, and Yarkor will get the kill. Mike has returned to the left-hand side of the map, though, looking to farm up a little bit. Didn't realize he could have maybe got into that. Would you have wanted Mike over there, even?
I'm not sure that I even wanted Final K over there. I mean, for all the good that it did, I'm Final K.
But in terms of execution so far, it's been all Leviathans. Frenzy popped early by Leviathans here.
And they're burning down that Phoenix. Nobody from the Jade Dragons in range to put up a defense, and it is gone before anyone even noticed.
Does he go on him here? Sanford Soccer's in the sky, dunks on down. Won't find the target he was after, or rather just plays it defensively. Driving strike from Mike on Rongyu, forces Rongyu to leap away. The follow-up damage from the ultimate from Hurricane just wasn't there in time, as now Sanford Soccer's Thunder crashed onto by Shinto, giving Paniton the kill. And Shinto gets another there on the tail end. Driving strike from Mike to peel the carries away from Leviathans, but it comes in his own life. And Leviathans are looking to close out the game 16-2 here.
But there's still 2 carries alive, BRZA and Hurricane. Tyler trying to do his best, but the Titans burning fast, and Leviathans aren't going for their signature play, or maybe they are. They do want to get a little of these BM kills.
But if they can get the kills, it pads the stats and makes them feel better, but Panda will at least take out Rongyu for these indiscretions as Leviathans take the first set of week 2, 2-1 over the Dragons. Are you surprised?